I'm Shwet. I am your Sergeant at Arms for the team. And today we have 168th session of SoundBytes. So I welcome you all to the session. We have some new members today. I welcome you all. I hope you will be joining Toastmaster in the future as well. And this I think will work well for you. So before starting the session, keeping the Toastmaster Parampara, Pratishtha and Anushashan in mind, we have few rules and regulations that we keep in mind whenever you are talking or doing something in the Toastmasters. So one of the first things, I would request everyone who has joined online to please turn on your cameras. Yeah, it's really helpful in the engagement when you have turned on your cameras. So yeah, I will request if we are not in an uncomfortable situation or not eating aloo parathas at your home right now, turn on your cameras. And second rule, if you are not speaking, then please keep yourself on mute as it creates echo in the room. And for the third and the most important rule, we try not to offend others by talking lightly on the topics related to sex, religion, and politics. You are allowed, but not that lightly. Yeah. So, with these rules and regulations, I hope the session will well. And I hand over the meeting to the person who needs no introduction. We believe we have heard many times Mr. Handsome, Mr. Charming. So I hand over the meeting to our president, Sharad.
Thank you so much, Shrey, for that lovely introduction. And firstly, I would like to tell everybody a warm welcome, of course. Welcome to the 168th session of the SoundBytes Toastmasters Club. Very happy to see some of you in person. Very happy to see many of you joining online. And very happy to see some of the guests who have joined us today. Hope all of you will have good luck today, as per the theme of today. And hope all of you will have a lovely session going forward as well. With that, we can quickly get started. Firstly, please excuse me because I am also a speaker for today. So I am excited. My mind is only working in terms of speech and not as a president. But I would like to quickly mention the main theme of Toastmasters. So in Toastmasters, we provide a very supportive and productive learning environment where our members are empowered to improve their communication skills and leadership skills. So that is our mission statement. And with that in mind, we can get started. And in today's session, as the Toastmaster of the day, we have Rajan Sahu, who will be taking the session ahead from us. But before handing over to Rajan Sahu, to quickly introduce Rajan in his own words, he believes starting the journey is important and destiny will take care of itself. His hobbies are traveling, movies, photography, and anime. With that, I would like to hand it over to Rajan Sahu, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sharad. It's a very pleasure being your Toastmaster of the day. Our theme for today is luck by chance. When we hear the word, many of us thinks, when we hear the word luck, many of thinks that of coincidence, fortune, or something magical that happens that without effort. But is the luck really random? So some say that the luck is when preparation meets strategy. What do you guys think? Is it true the luck meets preparation when it meets strategy?
Yeah.
Yes.
50-50 on that.
Okay. Okay, I believe so. I have a very small story of an unlucky boy. I will continue throughout the session. So once there was a boy who had gotten a very important exam opportunity for a job. The exam was in different city, and he had a second-hand scooty that may or may not reach the exam center before breaking down. He didn't have enough money, probably like just enough money for the fuel and for the food for the day. It was next day. He was not not at all prepared, but he tried as much as to so that to learn as much as overnight, and he just went through it. But I will not tell you what happened just now. You have to wait for the upcoming part. With this, I will now introduce our general evaluator of today to keep you in suspense. She believes in life is a mix of luck and the chances we take. If I took my own journey, she said, many beautiful things happened by chance, discovering new passions, meeting inspiring people, and stepping into places that helped me grow. She enjoys painting, dancing, traveling, and exploring new places. And like a true foodie, she firmly believes that good food can solve at least half of life problems. Please welcome with me introducing Pranali, the general evaluator of the day. Over to you, Pranali.
That wonderful introduction. So, hi all, good afternoon, and I welcome you all for this session today. So let's begin. As in general evaluator, I'll be sharing about all the points like how we started, how our speeches went off, and how each role taker had contributed in their role and how they played it well. And at the end of the session, I'll be giving my reports. So, before I start ahead, let me introduce our evaluators. So as we are having three speeches, so we are having three evaluators with us. So first, let me welcome Chitra, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Shwet's speech. So let me introduce her. So they say luck happens when preparation meets opportunity. In my case, sometimes it's when curiosity meets pure accident. With that, please welcome Toastmaster Chitra to brief about her evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pranali, for that introduction. Am I audible and visible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So I would be evaluating Toastmaster Shwet's speech today. So Shwet's speech will be in the path of know your sense of humor, and today's his speech will be. Sorry. Shwet, can you confirm your level and speech number, please?
L2P1.
L2P1 speech. So, the purpose of the speech is to begin developing a collection of humorous stories and to present a speech that includes humor. So, this is to show how you can add humor to a speech through anecdotes and stories, and it should not be a report on the content of Know Your Humor speech. So, I'm really looking forward to your speech, Shwet, and all the best. Back to you, Toastmaster Pranali.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chitra. So now let me introduce Toastmaster Nagesh S. Ramurthy from Toastmaster Indranagar Pride Group, who will be evaluating speech today. So his introduction is with over 35 years of experience in project management. He is a distinguished consultant, educator, author, and TEDx speaker, known for tutoring complex ideas into practical wisdom. A two-time distinguished Toastmaster and current president of Toastmaster Indranagar Pride. He has catered more than 12 Toastmaster clubs and mentored many more, making a remarkable contribution to the Toastmaster community. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Nagesh S. Ramurthy.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. My camera is playing up, so please don't mind about it. The speaker two today is attempting a wonderful project from Toastmasters Path, Level 5 Project 2. Speak professionally. The project is about to develop and practice a longer speech. The speech is going to be for 18 to 22 minutes. I wish the speaker all the very best. Speaker, please sync up with the timer and get your timer cards timing spoken with him so that you know when those cards are flashed. Wishing him good luck. Back to general level.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nagesh. So now let me introduce evaluator for Gaurav's speech.
No, Gaurav was backed out, so
Okay.
we'll not have.
I'm sorry. So let's continue. Now let me introduce our grammarian Harshita. So Harshita, could you please introduce your role?
Yeah, thank you. I'm the grammarian for today. Today my role as a grammarian is to introduce the word of the day and encourage its usage by speakers, evaluators, and table evaluators. Let me introduce the word of the day today. I will share my screen for the word of the day. My screen is visible, right? I just shared my screen.
Yes,
Today's word of the day is dichotomy. It is a noun. It means a difference between two completely opposite ideas or things. So other meaning, when there are two ideas, especially two opposed ideas like war and peace or love, hate, etc., you have a dichotomy. Example, and there is often a dichotomy between what politicians say and what they do. Next example, the clear dichotomy between the hero and villain is the heart of the story. Thank you. I will monitor the usage of word of English language during the course of the meeting. I will note who uses the word of the day or any derivative of it correctly or incorrectly. And I will listen to word usage and any awkward or misuse of the English language, such as incomplete sentences, incomplete grammar during the speeches and evaluations, etc. Thank you. Over to you, Pranali.
Much, Harshita. Moving forward. So now let me introduce our R counter. For R counter, we have Akshay Kumar from Shelby Talk. We have Akshay Kumar.
Thank you, Pranali. Hope I'm audible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and dear guest. Thanks for providing me this opportunity to be present here. I am Akshay from Shell. So, today I'll be playing the role of AHA counter. So, the role of AHA counter is, to count all of the filler words all the speakers will be using, basically during the speech. So don't start counting my R's and filler words which I just used. Though that I was just trying to demo what not to speak and how not to speak. So you might have observed famous cricketers post-match interview saying, the pitch was very good today. And we played very well, but the opponents were very good. By now you know the name. So those are the filler words which sneak in to us when our mind is thinking so fast while our mouth is still buffering. So a human mind can think up to more than 400 words per minute, but a mouth can speak up to 100 only. That's where the pause occurs, and to fill that pause, we tend to use those filler words like basically, actually, and so all of those. But in practice, actually, a brief pause is always better than the filler words for our speech. So all the speakers speak confidently. I'm sure you will be speaking more confidently at least than me. But keep in mind, somewhere online, I'll be counting your R's and Ohms. So back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Akshay. Thank you for additional information and tips for all our speakers present here. So now let me introduce our timer for today's session, that is Pranali, Toastmaster Pranali. I'll be taking up role of timer. So as a timer, I'll be noting down all the timings which were taken by all the speakers, the speeches, as well as the evaluators. Yeah. So the timings for speeches for Shwet's speech, it will be 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I'll show green card, and at 6 minutes, I'll show yellow card, and after 7 minutes, I'll be showing red card until he stops. And for Sharad's speech,
18 to 22.
18 to 22.
18, 20, 22.
Okay. So at 18, I'll be showing green, and at 20, I'll be showing yellow. Sorry. 20, I'll be showing yellow, and until he stops, after 22 minutes, I'll be showing the red card. So this will be the agenda, and at the end of the session, I'll be sharing the reports, and I wish you all the best to all the speakers. And yeah, over to you, Toastmaster Rajan.
Thank you so much, Farhan. Okay. So I would like to continue the story of that unlucky boy. So he went for the exam, he gave his exam, somehow able to complete the exam but at the last section, he was not able to crack the second question. Only one question he was able to crack, somehow barely. And he thought he might be wrong there also. Somehow, next day, when everybody at the lunchtime getting results and he was discussing in the college what is happening, he didn't get his confirmation mail that any result. He thought, yeah, he's got disqualified, and he got sad. And the end of the day, he went home without getting the result. But at very late night, what happened? He got a mail that he has been selected for the special second round of a higher package job and for the same exam. And he was lucky to be only two student who was able to crack one of those question at the end of the exam paper. And the story continues. Again, next day he has to go to a different city and very longer route. And it was very difficult to reach there by a train. And the train is at very late night. He has to book the ticket now itself and reach it. Uh, will he able to reach it? I don't know, but he's lucky, unlucky, the time will tell. So with this, now let's see the preparation part, the people who got lucky or who has to make their own luck today. Over to our first speech. Uh, I would like to introduce our first speaker, Shwet, for his L2P1 speech. He says, for me, in his own words, for me, most of the things are luck by chance. It's mostly and better when I leave things to luck. Now, this speech for Shwet. Shwet, always obnoxious. Shwet, over to you.
So this is my L2P1 speech. This speech is supposed to be exploring my sense of humor. So I guess I wasn't clear enough when I chose engaging humor as my learning pathway. But okay, let's humor this as well. Actually I had many titles for this speech. One of them being, I don't know how to draw a line or where to draw a line. Some of you would say that sounds more like you, which I would agree. As most of you know, my communication style mainly happens to be sarcasm, roasting, and a bit of sledging as well. Some of you would already be aware about it. Yeah, that's about my communication style. So yeah, let me ask you all a bit about, let's say, you want to start communicating with a stranger, or you might have a crush on someone, and you want to let them know. What would be your first interaction? How would you interact with them first? How would you start? Anyone would like to let me know? Yeah, please let me know. No?
Do a crush, is it?
Anyone, like you want to start interaction with anyone, how do you approach them?
The greeting for sure.
Greeting.
Hi, it's a good day. You're looking nice. If it is somebody who is looking nice.
Okay, interesting.
Asking their favorite so that you will have something to talk on.
Interesting, interesting. Well, sounds interesting and a bit cliche. Let, let me go on with the methods. Have you ever thought about testing their upper limits of tolerating your unpleasant humor about them? No? Well, yeah, for most of you, I guess it would be a no, right? I know it has many merits and demerits because it's mostly humor only for you, not for them, right? So yeah, I know the merits, well, so easy and so many that Pranali could write her next speech on that and Taylor Swift her next song. I could also list a few. If you use those methods as your introduction or to interact with someone, well, the girl you liked might start thinking you need some help. mostly mentally. And your colleagues might be contemplating hiring one for you. Well, so much so for the demerits, but let me be me, let me explain the merits as well. Just think that if someone could bear that part of you, now you are most probably companion or partners for life, right? Never a bad blood situation between you two. Never. Someone says, why is he being so rude? They can still defend you by saying that's still his nicer side, you don't know. So I can go on and on about potential merits outweighing the demerits. But yeah, as a part of this speech, I also need to include a story. Well, I have many stories based on which I learned that I'm not really great at communications, even after being electronics and communication student. Yeah. Well, one of them being one of like a really good friend of mine in college had a name for me. Short form was RBF. It's not radial basis function for math nuts. It's resting bitch face. It was she used to call me resting bitch face. So why? Uh, she always told me like, I don't know, you always look so dull and it looks always like you are in a foul mood for some reason. I told her, no, it's not like that. It's just I don't care much. That was one of the first realization for me. Like not on a before that also, I had many interaction. Like there was a girl in my high school whom I liked. You may be able to relate to that. That what you do and what you think it will go like there's a clear dichotomy between them. Mostly in schools and secondary school, high school. You like a girl, you want to let them know, but at the same time you are weird around them, right? You do things that will go opposite to the way you want them to, right? So that will happen to me as well. To her, I used to call her many names. One of them was short fuse, bimbo, the one without growth spurt. Many names, one of them. So one day it happened that I had a fever after my high school ended. I had a fever. I don't know what came over me. I I told her I like you. Well, you may be surprised. She didn't say yes or no. She said, I, well, are you sure about that? I thought you hated me by the way you talked to me. That was one of my very first hit and a signal for me that there's a clear dichotomy between what I think I'm communicating and what they think I'm communicating to them. So that was one of my stories of my obnoxiousness to all the people that I have interacted with. But yeah, it doesn't end just there. I have many stories about it, but unfortunately, I don't have that time. So, for the first time ever in my of my three speeches, I will include a conclusion. In case any one of you thought during my speech, I was contemplating my past decisions, giving a retrospective to my life, well, guess again. Try to remember why there was a word name always in the always obnoxious part of the speech. Thank you. Thank you for the time. I hand over the stage back to Rajan.
Thank you so much, Ved. It was really wonderful. Uh, I would like to introduce our next speaker. Uh, again, uh, our speaker, in his own word, he's a very happy-go-lucky person. He believes in do what you love or love what you do. His main hobby is again playing racket sports, TT, tennis, badminton, and occasionally cricket as well. Please help me welcome our next speaker for his L5P2 speech. Sharath, Art of Being Subtle, the Art of Being Subtle, Sharath. Yeah, over to you.
Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The art of being subtle. That's my topic for today's speech. And I believe this is especially a very important topic when it comes to Toastmasters. Now, why is that? Now, before I go to that, I would like to begin asking a question. I want to understand why you joined Toastmasters in the first place. Anybody would like to answer? Yes, why did you join Toastmasters?
One of the first reason I used to stutter a lot when I had to speak something publicly, so I wanted to work on that.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for the very honest feedback. Yes, please.
I have two reasons. First one being like I wanted to improve my public speaking quality,
Yeah.
and second one being like I'm able to go to different companies. One was Microsoft. That was everyone's dream company. So yeah, I have visited that, and yeah, I can say that now.
Excellent. Thank you for participating in that. Of course, there are several reasons behind why somebody joins Toastmasters. Somebody joins to improve their public speaking skills. Somebody joins to reduce their anxiety. Somebody joins to improve their humorous skills. So there are different reasons why you join Toastmasters. Now, why I joined Toastmasters? I joined Toastmasters to become more comfortable in public speaking, to reduce my anxiety, and also try to improve and better usage of humor in my speeches. That's why I chose the pathway humorous pathway as well. So there are different reasons why a person joins Toastmasters. Now let me tell you one of the reasons why I didn't join Toastmasters for. I did not join Toastmasters to become an actor. I don't want to be a theater artist. I don't want to be a drama person. I don't want to be an actor. Why I'm telling you this? Please don't take me in the wrong way. I've seen a lot of competitions, a lot of talks where people go way over the top when it comes to their body language, when it is come to their voice modulation, even acting, right? They do even role taking and actings as well. Now, please don't take me wrong here. Absolutely, you have my blessings if you want to do that, if that is one of the reasons why you join Toastmasters. Or it has to be in sync with your personality. Now, the issue happens if you are a subtle sort of a person, and then out of peer pressure, you try to incorporate that style, doing all the over-the-top dramatics, theatrics, and if it doesn't suit your personality, then we have a problem. Now, let me try to give you an example. I hope all of you know Ranveer Singh, who Ranveer Singh is, right? Now, what is Ranveer Singh's style? So it's over the top and then, flashy, over energetic, over enthusiastic, right? That suits his personality, right? You feel it's not forced. Ranveer Singh is like that. It suits his personality. Now, let me tell you another person's example. I know all of you know Amrish Puri. May he rest in peace. Now imagine Amrish Puri trying to act like Ranveer Singh.
I would like to see.
How would that be? Definitely we are going to have a problem. I'm sure audience is not going to say Mogambo khush hua. Audience is going to say Mogambo confused ho gaya. Because there's a clear mismatch in the personality. Now this is where I come to what my wife always tells me. She knows that my style is supposed to be subtlety. But sometimes I'm not being subtle. So my wife always tells me, Sharath, please always try to keep it a notch down. Please try to be more subtle. She has told me this so many times in my life that I feel my wife has two hobbies. One is face palming. You know what is face palming? One is face palming. And other one is correcting my exaggerations. Because honestly, I feel I have this slight problem. I try to overhype things. Again, this is a dichotomy for sure. For some people, maybe that is what is required to be a better speaker. For some, subtlety is what that's gonna work better, but I leave it up to you. Now coming back to my story. So I would like to take it in stories. The first part of story, I would like to call it as movie disaster rather. How many of you are fans of movies, TV series? How many movies, TV series fans? I think almost everybody. Yeah, okay, thank you. I'm also a great fan of movies. I try to watch some of the good movies from theaters. One of the movies I watched recently is Durandar. Anyone saw Durandar? Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I had seen the movie. I enjoyed the movie. I loved the movie. Okay. Now after that, my sisters, they called me because they had not seen the movie yet. And obviously it's a practice, right? You ask somebody who has already watched it, hey, how was that movie? So my sister calls me and then she asks, hey, Sharath, how was the movie? I heard you watched Durandar. Now I explained the movie like it was pure brilliance. I told them it is perfect, the casting is perfect. Madhavan, you can't even recognize it as Madhavan. Sanjay Dutt is amazing, Ranveer Singh is absolutely brilliant, and Akshay Khanna has nailed it. So already there was enough hype about the movie in the social media, and I have also hyped it so much that the expectations of my sisters about the movie became sky high. So in their mind, they're thinking this is like maybe Jurassic Park meets Terminator meets Godfather meets Shawshank Redemption level of expectation. And then I just kept the phone down, and then magically my wife appears. She was just there, and then she was doing like this. I said, what? Now, my wife is like, why did you hype it so much? I always try to tell you, please try to keep it down, try to keep it a notch down, keep it subtle. Now, no matter how great the movie is, they are not going to enjoy it because the expectations are sky high. So this is where actually the problem is. Because there is something that we cannot become better at is than human imagination. Human imagination is the absolute peak. There's nothing that can beat human imagination. Maybe max you can do is try to be at the same level, but you can't beat it. Then what do you imagine happened? After watching the movie, my sister calls me. She said, Sharath, the movie was okay. Durandar was okay. It was nowhere close to the way you described it. And then magically, like Jeannie, who is behind me, and I get the phone, my wife, she's like standing like this, again face palming. See, this is exactly what I am saying. At that time, I thought maybe, just maybe she has a point. And then me being me, I totally ignored that. Now going to the second story of my life, this I would like to call it as cheesecake disaster. For this, let me take you back to 2013 when me and my sister were in Dubai working there. Both of us were huge fans of desserts. Not the Thar desert, not the Dubai desert, the sweet desert. How many of you fans of dessert? How many of you love dessert? Sweet tooth in the room. Okay, I see some of the hands, yes. So we went to this place called the Cheesecake Factory, which is inside Dubai Mall. Absolutely brilliant place, especially for cheesecakes and desserts, pastries, etc. We went there. We ordered this chocolate-based dessert. Now, till date, I don't remember the dish's name, but I remember how it looks. Like it was like a huge triangular shaped dessert, full gooey chocolate goodness filled in it. And then the waiter just put it on our table. Me and my sister just took one spoon, we put it in our mouth, and I was like silent for a few seconds. And then I just opened my eyes and I saw similar reaction from my sister too. I told her, oh my goodness, this is probably one of the best things I have ever tasted in my life. This is the best dessert, hands down. And then she also agreed, yes, I believe this is one of the best I've tasted till date. Now fast forward some years, a cousin of mine calls me. He's also into desserts. He knew that I was in Dubai some years back. So he called and asked, hey Sharad, you were in Dubai, right? Can you recommend some nice dessert place? I said, man, you have to go to the Cheesecake Factory. Me and my sister had been there. We had this, I still don't remember that dish. It's a triangle shaped chocolate, gooey chocolatey dish. And that was undoubtedly the best dessert I've ever had in my life. And I was like, oh, right, brilliant. I will also for sure go to the Cheesecake Factory. And then who was there behind me? I just keep the phone and she appears. She's like, again, face on her palm. And then she is like, why? You never learn your lesson. She had that look on her face that you never learn your lesson. Then what happens? The person goes there, tastes the dessert, and then gives me a call back and says, it was good. I was able to find out. I described the dessert. They gave me the exact same one. They only have one that type of dessert. It was okay. Nowhere close to the way you described it. Again, she is there. She was like, see, this is exactly what I am telling you. You are taking away the joy by giving them over expectations. I again thought, okay, maybe she has a point, but still I had never learned my lesson. Now coming to my next part of the story. So this I call it as SNSI. What is SNSI? So this is a new place that had opened very close to where I am currently staying in Bangalore. Now my sister, she is in US. I have two sisters. One is in New Zealand. The elder sister is at US. She had called me. She had plans to come over to India. She calls me and then she asks, hey Sharad, what are some of the good places we can visit nearby where you stay? I told her there's this new place called SNSI. It is absolutely amazing. It is unlike what I have ever seen at Bangalore because they have lot of open spaces. They have amphitheater area. It's basically like a mall concept, but with more open spaces. They have less. So here normally what happens, there'll be so many shops crammed and walkways and other areas will be so less that it always feels crowded. In SNSI, no matter how much of a people go there, you always feel it is spacious because shops take less space and they have more open space. That sort of a concept. So I described that it is like United States, you know. It doesn't even look like it's in Bangalore. It has so much open spaces. It's amazing. And then I kept the phone. Of course, my wife is there. The better half is there. She is like, man, you described to her like it was like Central Park meets Silicon Valley. And you describe to a person who has been there for decades literally in United States. She is a US citizen. And you are telling this place is just like US. And then I thought, maybe she has some point there, but okay, let me try to keep it down. But still, I had never learned my lesson. Now coming to the next part of the story, I'd like to call it car disaster. Any car fans here? SUV fans? SUV fans specifically? Any SUV fans? No. Sports car mostly, probably. So I'm a big fan of SUV cars. So let me take you back in time in 2020 when I purchased a brand new Seltos, Kia Seltos. I was so happy with the car. My only hobbies during those days were cleaning the car, polishing the car, admiring it from a distance, and next day repeat. So this is what I was that much into my car. I absolutely loved it. And of course, I was too much into my car those days. And this one day, my cousin Shreyas, his name is Shreyas, he is an Australian citizen. He is in Australia, lives in Australia. And I know he's into cars, he works in the field of cars. He calls me and he said, hey man, I heard that you have bought a brand new car, how is it? I said, hey, I bought this Kia Seltos. The features are absolutely amazing. You can control a lot of things from your mobile phone. It has all the beautiful features and it is the most smooth car I've ever driven. So the petrol car, it is so smooth, you cannot even believe that the car is turned on. When the car is moving, if you are driving, sometimes you feel you are driving a car which is off and then you get confused and sometimes people even try to push the engine button again. It's that. I said, oh, you're so excited. He said, yes, anyway, I was planning to come to visit you. I can't wait to test drive your car. He keeps the phone. And then my wife is there. She's like, I don't know how she appears, from where she appears like magic, like a genie. I still have a theory she might be a genie. But she suddenly appears and then she's like, you have done this again. Now, Sharath, before I tell you anything, tell me one thing. Do you remember where Shreyas is? I said, yeah, he's at Australia. He's settled in Australia. Where does he work? He works for Audi. Okay. What car does Shreyas own? What car does he drive around since quite some years? Top end model of Audi Q7. And you have sold him Seltos as if that's the best car in the world to the person who drives around top end model of Audi Q7. I thought, maybe she has a point there. Maybe I did oversell my Seltos a bit. But nevertheless, now after some months, Shreyas visits us. He wanted to test drive my car. My wife was also very keen. She said, I'll also come. I'll sit in the back seat. And then I was in the front seat trying to explain him all the features to the person who owns Q7. And then he's driving, and then he's like silently driving. I'm trying to explain him all the features happily. So he's driving around the block. And then once we were back, once we entered the campus, Shreyas said, I asked him, I was very curious because he's in the field of cars. I said, hey, how do you feel? How's the car? Shreyas said, the car is good, but I didn't feel it was that smooth like you described. I could certainly feel some vibrations, especially when I am revving it. Of course, comes from a 4-liter engine guy who may not feel anything when he's revving his Q7. But then I just, the mirror, I could see from the mirror, my wife is there, and then she's like, I told you. Right? She didn't tell another word. It was not needed. And I kind of had learned my lesson. I've had enough experiences throughout my journey to understand that, hey, subtlety might be the thing that might be important. So the final lesson, what I would like to mention here is, sometimes being subtle is the superpower. Now, when I talk about subtlety, it's not just about describing about cars, describing about the deserts you love, describing about the places you have been. It's also about communication. Sometimes some of the great leaders, some of the excellent communicators, they don't want to overdo anything. They keep it subtle and still their message will be very powerful. Sometimes some of the most powerful messages are delivered during the quiet time, when there is a dramatic pause, when there is, simple hand gestures or simple body language, but the person is able to convey the core of the message. Which means to be a strong speaker, to become a strong communicator, you really don't have to be over the top all the time. Again, dichotomy here. It's according to me. There might be people who believe otherwise, but mostly those are the people whose personality also would be in a similar way. Otherwise, it's going to be looking very odd. Now, after so many face palms, after so many disappointments, after so many head shakes from my wife, finally, I have learned my lesson. I always try to keep it a notch down. I try to explain things in a much more simple way, because there's this saying that says, expectations reduces joy. Please don't give them expectations. The beauty of being subtle is you are giving the freedom of the audience. You're giving the freedom to the person you're talking to discover things themselves based on their taste in life. Sometimes that is what is important. Sometimes, my friends, subtlety is the superpower that we all need. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sharath. I believe this speech was actually a dichotomy between the previous speech. Not so subtle difference. A previous speech was about raising your crush and going with it. Now the sheriff subtly said that he has already rizzed up his wife and want to notch it down to lower his risk. Uh, maybe if he subtly lowered his face palm down, maybe it would have been a different meaning of it, and it could have been the name could have been changed to Rizwan. So the because of that subtleness. So I believe I'm sorry making a bad jokes because here I'm the third person with the engaging humor, and so the bad joke uh, things happens. With again very amazing speech, and we know how to. I will also learn to try to make it subtle and learn to give big impactful uh, ideas from that. With this, uh, I would like to continue on my story of that unlucky boy. So the unlucky boy woke up suddenly from his dreams. He found his phone ringing and just he thought it's a dream and then put it back and then goes to sleep. Now he realizes that it was not a dream. He again wakes up and he sees his friends calling. It is middle of the night, I think 3:45, and he thinks, why he's calling me? It's so between the night. Then he picked up this call. He said he's waiting in the train for him. And he again was not able to comprehend what was happening. Then again, he put it back and then goes to sleep. Again, he thinks, okay, it's not dream. He again wakes up and realizes that he has the second level of exam and he has to reach the train. It's now, I think, 30 minutes to reach the train. He cannot go via scooty because the gate is locked. He tries to jump over this gate. He is not a very sporty guy, but he tries. He runs till the train station within 30 minutes. And within that, even the dogs were barking and he has to slow down. He thought he will die that day. But somehow he reaches and grabs the train that started moving. And he reaches to uh, the exam center city. Well, he is an unlucky boy. He couldn't complete his who couldn't uh, win in his exam and goes to the higher package. That was me. That happened to me. So that was a real story. But in that day, he learns the power of trying and power of giving effort. Then with it, how much he can go and go further. And it is not only luck. It is luck, but the effort, the preparation makes it possible to achieve. With this, I would like to pass on the stage to our general evaluator, Pranali, uh, to continue the session. Yeah.
Thank you, Rajan. So now let's move forward to our evaluation part, where I'll be calling out Chitra to share her evaluation for Toastmaster Shwet for his L2P1 speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Chitra.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pranali. Just give me a moment. Okay, so good evening, Toastmasters. So when I heard the speech title "Always Obnoxious," I expected a few awkward moments. But I must say, I never imagined that I would hear the phrase "resting bitch face" in a Toastmaster's speech. Congratulations, Shwet. You've successfully expanded the Toastmasters vocabulary today. Now, your speech was part of level 2 exploring your sense of humor, and you clearly know what your sense of humor is. By asking the audience, how would you impress a stranger by that you find attractive, you pulled us right into this speech. And then, in a true stand-up comedian fashion, you roasted the audience who responded with, "This is so cliche" response, right? So in that moment, we discovered your sense of the humorous style, rather, right? Sarcasm with a touch of roasting. You didn't have to say that to us. Now, Shwet has a talent to stoke controversy with his speeches. We've all heard this in the past. Now, as a horizontally challenged person, I like to call myself, I was slightly scandalized when you called your friend Shorty, but that boldness actually worked in your favor, because humor often lives at the edge of discomfort. I think all of us have experienced that. When you What I really appreciated about your speech, and in general your body language, was how natural and relaxed you are on the stage. Always, it's not something new. Now you made it look so effortless, and it was looked like you were yourself enjoying it a lot, right? They say that laughter is the shortest distance between two people. Now tonight you definitely shortened the distance between yourself and the audience. You were so engaging. Now, having said all of this, a few small recommendations. I think the first thing was probably a bit on me as well, because I joined online. There were times when you were probably trying to look at the audience that are joined online. You turned around, so a little bit disconnect was there at that time. Maybe a little more eye contact to the people who have joined online would have helped. The second thing was few more dramatic pauses and tone changing would have made it even more effective. And finally, before you roast me in your next speech, when you summarized with dichotomy between what you think you're communicating and what others think that you are communicating, that was a very strong ending, Shwet. That staying with that would have helped you stick within the time and would have been a perfect mic drop moment, so to speak, right? When you help and like made the speech come a complete circle, right? Now, all of this was nitpicking. It was a very engaging speech with a very confident delivery, and you made us laugh, involved the audience, and showed us how a humorous speech should be. Now, it was somewhere, I would say, like funny, sarcastic, and charming. So, luckily, all of us enjoyed your speech today. Thanks a lot, Shwet. Back to you, Toastmaster Pranali.
Thank you so much, Chitra, for that detailed evaluation for Toastmaster Shwet. Now, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Nagesh to share his report for Sharad's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Nagesh.
Thank you so much, my evaluator. Am I audible?
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's always a difficult situation for an evaluator to evaluate 18 to 22 minutes of speech immediately after the speech in 2.5 minutes or 3 minutes. But I'll attempt my.
Sorry, you're suddenly not audible. I think we lost your audio.
No,
No.
not audible.
Maybe.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thankfully, there was a backup. So let me straight away dive into the evaluation of the speaker, the art of being subtle, and I'll try to be subtle in my uh, evaluation as well. Toastmaster Sharad, what I loved in your speech was the structure, firstly. The structure had a story, an experience, it had a conversation, it had dialogues, and it also had what insights you dropped, you borrowed from those 6 stories that you gave us. I loved you kept us at the edge of the seat by thinking what is coming next. So I love that structure that you had created. Secondly, what I loved was your pace. You were very easy. You were very, very simple. The pronunciation and the enunciation of whatever we heard was very, very, very clear. So I loved that bit of it. Thirdly, the storytelling. It was so very personal. Even in the stories, there was clarity. And the way you were delivering the stories, I found that to be very confident in nature. So it showed me that they were all real personal story coming from real time experiences. So it makes me memorable. Of those six stories that you gave me, tomorrow you shake me up and ask me, I'll tell you what was it. So it was very, very memorable for me. So having said that, I want to give you three takeaways that will help you improve your uh, keynote speech. First one is talking about the way you opened it. It's very common for Toastmasters to ask questions in the beginning, and also it is common for Toastmasters not to circle back. You asked, why did you join Toastmasters? And you also, after gathering responses from people, you questioned, isn't it that we all join Toastmasters for different reason? If you had come back to the to it at the end, that we need to keep it subtle even in communications. If you had addressed the Toastmasters, probably the circle would have got completed and people would have thought, yes, he asked me and he responded to me. Second thing is you completed the speech just little after the green that came off. You still had, according to me, about 3 minutes. If you had emphasized on various emotions in your storytelling, there are six stories, and each of them could have had six basic emotions that you went through. I think it would have connected with the audience a little more. Thirdly, I will give you uh, one example of the body language. I would say in storytelling, body language plays an important role. However, in your case, there was too much of movement. I think if there are 100 tiles on the stage, you stamped all of them. So if you had used three different spaces, what I call them as personal space, social space, and professional space. Professional space is at the hand's length, social space is on the stage away from people, and personal stages you come close and share your emotion, how you felt. So if you had used these spaces very effectively, you would have been in a very poised situation as a professional speaker. I'll take 10 seconds to tell you, give you a challenge. Every story using the emotions, if you had involved the audience, what do you think next happened in that, you know, mm, wherever you took us in those six stories? What do you think happened? What do you think I would have done? What do you think I would be thinking? So if you had more you statement in those professional stories, I think it would have had deeper memorability and deeper impact with your listeners. So with these, I think you did a great job in giving those 18, 19 minutes of story to me, emphasizing on how being subtle is important. Thank you so much. Look forward for another speech from you, Toastmaster Sharath. Back to you, Madam General Velvet.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nagesh. It was really detailed and informative evaluation for not only for Sharath but all of us present here. So now let me proceed with our timing reports. So I'm having our timing reports here with me. To begin with, the speeches, Toastmaster Shwet, he took 7 minutes 44 seconds, which was within time. So we'll consider the upper time as in buffer. So he was within the time limit. And Sharat took 18 minutes 48 seconds, which was again within the time slots. So yeah, kudos for you both. So you were in the time slots that were assigned. And for evaluation, we had Chitra. So she took 3 minutes 13 seconds, which was in the time limit. And yeah, thank you, Chitra, for that evaluation. And Toastmaster Nagesh, he took exact 5 minutes for his evaluation. Again, we had a long speech given by Sharad. So I guess that is considerably fine. So thank you, Nagesh, Toastmaster Nagesh, again for that detailed evaluation. So moving forward with the general evaluation report, to begin with, the theme. So the theme, luck by chance, itself is a very interesting topic. When I first heard from Rajan, my reaction was, wow, this is something interesting, and I'm really looking forward to this. And the roles were taken properly, and everyone had given their contribution in that. Just one thing that I feel, that we can have the backup plans a little prior, so that we don't hustle on the meeting itself. We will have the plan B already for like made with us. And the flow was very nice. Like we had the meeting sessions going, the speeches, and then the evaluation, and then the reports. Those all were on top, and participants also showed good interest, as well as they were interacting with all the questionnaires that our participant speech anchors were saying. That was a good sign. And Toastmaster of the Day managed to keep the agenda smooth and kept the meeting on track. And we had all the setup already done, so we didn't hustle for extra 5 minutes to start, or we started late. Nothing like that happened. Like this was something which we were struggling, and I can see that has been improved. So it's a good sign for our club. And yeah, overall, if I have to talk about the speeches, both of you, kudos again and congratulations on completing your speech. Um, to talk separately about both of their speeches. Coming to Toastmaster Shwet, your speech was amazing. We could really connect to those all things, and the questionnaires that you asked, that was actually hilarious. That we answered, and then you gave us back as an, okay, this is cliche and all. So yeah, thanks for that. And coming to Sharad, as always, you have done a great job. Yeah, I guess as Nagesh mentioned, that we could like reduce a little bit of less movements, because even I observed that there were a lot of movements going on the stage. Maybe yeah, that can be reduced, but overall amazing. Yeah, so that was all from my end. Now coming to our grammarian report, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Harshita to share her grammarian reports. Over to you, Toastmaster Harshita.
Yeah, thank you, Pranali. I will share my grammarian report. Actually, making the grammarian report for the speeches which has humorous as a subject, it's tough actually, but I try to do my best. Coming to the Shwet speech, he used many adjectives to describe his emotions, thoughts in the speech, like going on and on, foul mode, contemplating, retrospective, etc. And last, I think it was the noxious part. It is also very good usage. But in his speech, while he was expressing, he was using expressions like but, that, and he had some pauses. Other than that, it was a very good speech. He used the word of the day 2 times, and usage is also the correct. A second speech is Sharat's speech. In his speech, multiple times, it's like he used present perfect tenses, which gives beauty to the sentences. Like it has to be such a personality like that, and she has told me, etc. multiple times like that, and it was good. And he was frequently switching from present to past. Actually, means being he currently being in present, and he's trying to explaining the past. That switch is so good, and that is proper. What I mean to say. He also used many adjectives like subtlety, flashy, face forming, correcting exaggeration, etc. And some phrases like keeping it notched down and settle sky high, nevertheless, etc. We can everyone can keep these adjectives and these phrases in our daily English usage language. He used the word of the day twice. And Rajan also is used the word of the day once. Next, for first evaluation, Chitra, her her expressions are also very good. Like she used roasted the audience, sarcasm, scandalized, etc. And some phrases like edge of the comfort, the edge of the discomfort. These such expressions can be very much. It expresses the emotion actually. Whatever she's trying to describe, it will correctly emphasize and describe the emotion. And she also used the shortening the distance between him and the audience to describe whatever she wants to convey, and mic drop moment, etc. She used the word of the day one time, and I did not find any grammar mistakes in her evaluation. It was fine. It's like a prepared speech only completely. And the second evaluation by Nagesh, he also used some different phrases and items like edge of the seat, not to circle back, emphasized on emotions, etc. And the last, if I listen correctly, it is like poised situation, etc. These are like good adjectives to describe whatever he wants to convey in his speech actually. And in his evolution, he gave the three spaces, right? Personalized space, social space, and one more thing. It is I don't remember. It is also very good. It is conveying the stage usage properly with his description, and it is very good. Everyone of us can know it easily and understandable. Thank you. This is my grammarian report.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Harshita. Like always, this time as well, you had given a great and detailed report. So thanks again for that. Now I'd like to call upon Toastmaster Akshay to give us report about, as an our counter. Over to you, Toastmaster Akshay.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So filler words are like the desserts which Sarath had in the restaurant. So they taste very good, but not good for the health of our speech. But here, I think all the speakers were very health conscious. So me and my keyboard both were kept on waiting, but they rarely came to me like a fine leg fielder in the cricket field. So there are very few filler words used. I kept waiting for literally 20 minutes to get single word from Sarath, which never came. I just have a feedback on there are multiple R's used by most of the speakers, which can be avoided always. And I'll share my report in the meeting chat. Thank you, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akshay, for adding that humor during your report. Much appreciated. Thanks again. Now, moving forward, I'll like to give the stage back to Toastmaster Rajan.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pranali. At the end, I would like to say there was a dichotomy to my story. The 2 days of my exam journey or the job career journey had a very amazing time. I think there's one most wonderful time that I had to adventure out to the different cities and learn new things, meet new people, and to tell a very amazing story to other people. And I believe everybody has a similar story in their own. And here, uh, so many times that success looks like from the outside that it's luck. But when we look closer, it's preparation, effort, and persistence that create that luck. And that's exactly what we do here in the Toastmasters. We prepare, practice, and take opportunities to speak. So over time, people may say that we are lucky speakers, but we know the truth. We simply keep showing up and doing the work. So congratulations, kudos to everybody to be as lucky as possible. And with that, I think feedback and voting links, I think I request Sa to share meanwhile. And meanwhile, I open open it to everybody. And I would like to pass the baton to our President Sharath, if he and everybody else so that everybody want to speak about anything, any feedback or anything. Yeah.
Thanks
Yeah.
a lot. So much of the day. We have the voting links ready. Yeah, sure. Okay. So meanwhile, our SAR is working on the feedback and the voting links. Please feel free to say anything if you have any comments, anything about today's session. Maybe I can ask the guests for today, how was the experience? Try to understand something about the gist of Toastmasters.
It was great and learned lots of new words and experienced how it works and how to give speeches, how to experience the thing and tell about our own experiences, how you have been, how we have to explain the things properly with an example through cases and of course with humor. So it was great having the session.
Thank you. Thank you. Anything you want to share? Okay, okay, thank you. Just for the sake of guests who have joined with us, right? We as a club, we meet twice a week, twice a month for sure. We are trying to meet thrice a month as well. Normally, we meet every second Tuesdays and fourth Tuesdays of the month, 1:30 to 2:30. Okay, so anytime you can expect session happening, you can try to walk in. Sometimes when majority of people are only available online, then we may not have a physical room. That time we try to keep it pure online. Else we always encourage to keep in-person sessions. And one more change is we have not had table topics today. Normally we'll have something called as a table topic session where we'll have a table topic master giving you certain topics and you as guests can also participate because prepared speech is actually for club members, paid members of the club. But for participating in the table topics, guests can participate. Okay, so next time when we have table topics, that will also be fun, where you will get 1 to 2 minutes to speak about any particular topic that the table topic master will give then and there. It's not prepared. It's about improving your impromptu speaking skills. When suddenly you're put on spot, how you can talk better. That it will help you when you participate in table topics. That was missing today because we had long speeches. We were actually planning for 3 speeches. One speaker had to drop out. That's why we didn't have it today. Otherwise, next time please try to join for the table topics as well. Yeah. So do we have the?
Yes, already.
The link is there. Yeah. Let's take a minute to quickly vote. So if you have your phone also, you can vote. Otherwise, it's okay. So there's a voting link provided just to vote for who is your favorite speaker for today or who is your favorite evaluator for today, role taker for today, etc. Let's just take a minute to vote. Yeah. I have submitted. Meanwhile, while others are submitting the votes, a quick announcement. We have the area contest that is coming up, which we as Radisys and as SoundBytes Club is hosting for the first time. So we are going to have area F3 and F4 contest that is coming up this coming Saturday, 14th of March. We'll have the area F3 and F4 contest. It will start from 9 o'clock in the morning and I believe it might go on till 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. So this is where from different companies, whatever companies belong to area F3 and F4, all the great speakers from those clubs will come together and they will participate in the contest. So we have 2 contests, international speech contest and we have evaluation contest. So this is at the area level. Now here, whoever wins first prize and second prize, they will go on with the district level competitions. And then once in district level competition, let's say you will go at national level, and then from national level to international level as well, which at later stages will be completely sponsored by Toastmasters for your travel, stay, etc. So, and it will be a great experience if you can come and join us for the area F3, F4 contest, which we are hosting as Radisys. So that's one main announcement, and we are definitely in need for volunteers. Please, if somebody is available this coming Saturday, those who are online as well, anybody, if you can help us me and Pranali have confirmed that we are participating in the contest as well. Pranali will be representing the club for the international speech contest, and I will be representing for the evaluation contest. So if we need more volunteers, if anybody free, please try to come and join us and help us for the session on Saturday. Okay, lunch will be provided, tea and snacks will be there. The session will start from 9 o'clock onwards. Yeah, we have the. Yeah, anybody facing any issues with voting? I hope everyone were able to vote. Those are online also. Maybe we'll just give it another 10-15 seconds more.
Drop, right? So.
I think we have already voted. Okay. Just a few more seconds. We'll just keep it in case if somebody said to vote. Meanwhile, if anything, yeah, thank you again. Thanks from bottom of my heart to Akshay and Nagesh for coming and supporting our club. And then a great job at our counter and the evaluation as well. It's a lot of, it gives us as a club a lot of exposure on how to do certain things better. And we get an external club perspective as well. And I hope you also had some good experience and exposure being part of SoundBytes session as well. That's really, I'm honestly hoping that also happened. If anything, any comments from your end, please feel free to do so while we are consolidating the.
Yeah, thank you, Sarath, so much for this welcome and appreciation. So it's really good to like join Toastmaster Club other than Shall We Talk. So it was good to join here and listen from you so many stories without any flaw or anything, right? So yeah, it was good. Thank you. One feedback in our club, we give chance to guests who join for the first time to introduce and speak a minute or two, right? That's not being done here.
Yeah, normally for table topics, we encourage guests to participate and speak. Otherwise, only generic comments if they have anything. Like just now, we asked for some comments from them. Otherwise, the table topics is the section where we encourage them. But of course, no, nothing being forced so that they don't get suddenly being put on spotlight, but completely on a voluntary basis. But yes, point well noted. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
And Nagesh, anything you wanted to?
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. I always feel there is something for everybody to learn from. I go to different clubs, especially corporate, they bring in something very new. Today, the Sergeant at Arms talked about Parampara, Pratishta, and Anushas. I love this. I'm going to use this in my club meeting or while talking to. Always good to join a Toastmaster in the world, and I take back one thing from them, and I'll bump in someday to your club. Come personally.
Thank you, Nagesh, for your kind words, and thanks for supporting us. It was a great evaluation indeed. Thank you. We have the result. I think we don't have to share the screen. We can just announce it. Okay, so thanks for voting. And as an encouragement, today's best role taker goes to TMOD Rajan. Thanks, Rajan. Congratulations. And then best auxiliary role taker is Akshay for the R counter. Thank you. You gave really some good ideas on how to keep it very interesting. Thank you so much. And then for the best speech, it is myself. Thank you. Thank you for the encouragement, the art of being subtle. And again, congrats to Shwet. It was a great speech indeed. And for the best evaluator, we have Chitra for Shwet's speech. I think Chitra dropped off, but nevertheless, thank you. Thanks for the great evaluation. And nevertheless, thank you so much, Nagesh, for joining us and supporting us. We got a lot of learnings from your evaluation as well. I think that's all from our end as a session, as a 168th session. I hope all of you had a good time. And I really look forward to our guests to participate more in our upcoming sessions as well. I'll connect with you later to explain more about the club and about the activities and about the schedule. Meanwhile, again, I encourage all of you to please spread the word about our area contest, spread the word about our SoundBytes Club. We are in the lookout for more enthusiastic members to participate us, since we are on the verge of membership renewals. We are always trying to identify more active and interested members. So please do nominate if you have any of your friends who you feel will do justice to Toastmasters and Toastmasters would do justice to them. Please do recommend them to us and we would be happy to consider them for a paid membership. This is a corporate sponsored, just for your information. Okay. With that, we can conclude today's session. Thanks everybody. Thanks to all the role takers. Thanks to all the participants. And special thanks to the external club members who have supported us, Nagesh and Akshay, and looking forward to seeing you in our future sessions as well, and looking forward us participating in your club as well. With that, thank you. Thanks everybody. And yes, let's rock it. Thank you.
I would like to add something.
Yeah. Straight. Yeah, please.
So, while I was preparing for this speech, let me first say I am a bit interested in social psychology topics as well. So, I was reading some theory related to intelligence and communication. So, if let's say you could imagine what would be the most defined characteristic of a person, like most intelligent person who has ever lived this world? What would be the most defined characteristic that you can think about? Think of the most intelligent person that ever lived.
Power of influence.
Okay. Anything else?
Communication ability, basically. The ideas to share. Yeah.
Okay.
Being isolated.
Being isolated. Okay, so Pranali is on what Hollywood movies and Bollywood movies show. Completely isolated, eccentric scientist being the most intelligent ones, right?
Yeah.
So I was.
That's what I have seen. Like
Yeah.
most of the people who are more intelligent, they want their own space and be in their own region where they can think without any
That
distraction.
is what actually most of the movies has made us think about them. But it's a bit, there's a theory contrary on that part as well. The theory suggested the most intelligent person in the room would also be the kindest person in the room. Why? Why so? You may think the intelligence has nothing to do with the kindness, but where does the kindness arise from? Kindness arises from your ability to overcome your natural instinct of survival. When you have natural survival instincts, you always doubt everything. You always question everything. You might not interact with someone new. You might not interact with some. You might have doubts about something new, someone new. But if you have the ability to counter all that, you have overcome your natural instincts, millions of years of natural instincts. You have come over that. You have come over your natural fear. That's where kindness arises from. So that is used in communication as well. When you communicate with others, when you interact with others, whenever you're starting to communicate with someone for the first time, you are comfortable around them. You make them comfortable around you. Right? You are kind to them, they are kind to you. That's for me and for many others in the philosophy world, that is one of the signs of being the most intelligent. Not that eccentric scientists who are
Not interacting with anyone.
like Hollywood movies, but the one who interacts with the most comfortable and the kindness. So yeah, that was my idea on a theory. Yeah, obviously everyone has a different theory on their mind. Everyone is right in their own way. But yeah, that was one of my facts. Thank you.
Thank you. A great way to wind up today's session. Thanks once again. Thank you for the lovely insights, Shwet, and wonderful to new learning for everybody. And let's all try to be kind and compassionate to others. Because intelligence now, I don't know if you can do something more about that, but at least kindness and compassion is something you can work on. With that, thank you. Thanks everybody. Bye-bye. Take care. Thanks for joining.